Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargames Rain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is a Let's Build video. What are Let's Build videos and what they're all about? Well, Let's Build video, I take a model kit and I show you how to put it together. Now, if there's anything on the sprue you need to be careful of in terms of chains or pipes or anything like that, I'll let you guys know. If there's anything wrong on the sprue, it's numbered one thing in the instructions, but the sprue is numbered something different. Again, I'll give you guys a heads up. These videos are designed to help people with dyslexia or just people that generally struggle with instructions. If you're interested in a new army, or you have an army but you're interested in certain models of the army but you're not sure how easy they are, again, this is a visual aid to help you out. For all my regulars here, guys, I would love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a second. Right, so after the big mad Let's Build episodes of 10th edition Leviathan box, if you haven't seen those, go and check them out. If you've already built the box, then you don't need to go and check it out, because that's all it is. I just build Space Marines in one video, and Necrons in another video. I thought I'd do something a little bit easier, and I need to add these guys to the army anyway. I need to start increasing that faction, so it's to the battle 2000 point ready. And so you can start getting on the table. So my Dire Avengers. Sorry, Dark Rangers. I don't know where they came from. Dire Avengers. So I'm going to pop the box open, get the sprues out, go through tools and everything else. So normally I'd go through stat lines and all that sort of stuff with weapon profiles and all that. There's no need to do that now because 10th edition is all slightly changed. So we'll go through tools needed as usual. Mold line scraper. Now you can use a hobby knife or some sort of surgical blade. If you're using a sharp tool, just be careful because it's sharp, and just let anyone else know in the house that you're using a sharp tool so nobody scares you by accident. Trust me, it happens. Clippers, most useful part of our kit. Now I do have sanding sponge and sanding block. So this sanding block, it's basically sponge with sandpaper around it. And sanding sponge is very similar, but just a lot more flexible. Now you can get that in a hardware shop near the sandpaper or the wallpaper somewhere in there. And this is a plastic kit, so I have plastic glue, but I do have super glue at hand just in case, but I don't think I'm going to need it. So for everyone that's new, what we do now is we go through the sprue and we have a look at the sprues so we can ascertain what's what and make things easier for ourselves. Well, this is pretty straightforward. Yeah. EX, the EX right on there, that's for the Exarch, the sergeant basically. 1, 2, 3, 4 normal guys, and there's one Exarch helmet. There's only 5 guys in this box, isn't there? Yep. The shrunken arms, very straightforward. Again, EX is for the Exarch. Exarch weapons, different bits and pieces. This is their little token thing that goes with them. Exarch weapons. This sprue, again, it has Exarch bits, but it's very straightforward. With legs, turn around that way so you can see more detail. We have legs, we have bodies, we have front bodies and back bodies. I don't know what they are, I think they're the back parts. We have, looks like, the little things that go and mount on the shoulders, with the arms to hold the guns, and we have little odd bits and pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and get finished setting up and come back to you with the first pieces. And so the first thing we're going to do, make it life a lot simpler for ourselves. We're going to take this little totem thing off. Okay, that goes on, there's 125mm base that comes in the box. That gets glued to that, so I'm going to clean it down, glue that to that and get rid of that off the sprue. So it's out of our way, we haven't got to panic about it looking here. This is one of those lovely boxes where nothing is numbered. It's just, well, it's lettered, but it's all optional. So we'll start with leg A. You can use this bit A, B, C, D, E, it doesn't matter. We'll start with leg A, and clean that, and we'll go with this little cloth piece A. That's what it looks like the other side. Okay, so I'm going to snip both those off, clean those down and show you how they go together. I must say to you, the mould lines on this are terrible. Right, so there's this funny two pieces, okay? This end, you see there's a little ball bit at the top and there's a little flat bit underneath. The flat bit hooks in there like that. So it gives you sort of that sort of domey look. Okay? It's really, really weird, but I'm dropping it. That's the way that goes. So I'm going to, with the others don't matter what legs go with what one, okay? I'm just going to go B with B, C with C, D with D, E with E, okay? But you can do B and E, you can do B and D, doesn't matter. So I'm going to snip them off, clean them down, clean these guys down and glue them all into place. Right, so the next thing we need is the body marked EX. Okay, there's a front and there's a back. I'm going to snip those down, clean those down, show you how they go together. Right, so this piece, it has a little ball bit at the bottom and there's a little hole, circular hole at the top. So these two pieces go together like that. Very straightforward, very easy. And what we do then is he needs this one. He needs his little loincloth, which is nowhere to be seen. How bizarre. Oh, I'm missing something here. No. That's right in front of me. So on the same sprue as the body parts, it's marked up EX. So I see it's here. EX. It's a little long cloth. I'm going to snip it off, clean it down, show you how it goes on. Right, so the first thing we do is we take any legs you want. Okay, I'm going to take these guys. We'll drop a bit of glue in there. What's it clog up on me? Go. And then the body, the ball bit of the body at the bottom, just sits in there. I have to hold this off camera. So no, it's done. Now the cloth, the loin cloth, sits in the front there. Okay, it's that way. It's that way. So I'm going to glue that into place, and then we're going to come back for the next pieces then. Apart from the mould lines on these guys, they are very straightforward to build. Just the mould lines are just, there is a lot of them, and they're, because they're so small, it's hard to get into, and they have all these little bumps and armor plates on their body and everything else, and it's just hard to get into, to get every single one. But don't panic if you glue something together and then, oh, there's a mould line there, because once it's all finished, you can come back in with your tools and just clean up any bits that you've missed. Some of you might even have the little thin files, which are fantastic because they can get right into those little areas. But anyway, I'm going to glue the loincloth on and I'll come back to you for the next piece. Right, so now he has a multiple options here for him. He has the sword, again marked up EX, which I do like a sword. He has the spear, which has a nice little bit of ribbon hanging off of it, again marked up EX. Everything for the Exarch is marked up EX. You can have two shrunken pistols or catapults, which is marked up EX, or you can have the shrunken pistol. Shrunken pistol is pointing his finger, which I do like that one, so I'm going to take that one, and the sword is what I'm going to take. But that's the options that he has. There's quite a few there. So I'm going to get the sword and the pistol. I'm going to clean them down and show you how they go on, but it's pretty straightforward how they go together. Now just before I show you where they go, I've got this option as well. You can have this one with the spear, which is some sort of like, whatever that is, hollow shield is it, or something like that. It looks amazing anyway. But basically, as you'd guess, he has little sockets in there, one side, one the other side, and that's where the arm goes. Yeah, I've gone with the sword option, so the sword goes in this side. Yeah, and the gun pointing finger goes in this side. So I'm going to glue them into place. I'm actually going to glue them into place and then glue him onto his base, just so he's got a nice stable base to work from. And I'll come back to you again, guys. Right, so I've actually gone ahead and glued all of them into bases just to make it a bit easier for myself. Now onto the head. Now you can either have this head here, which I think is absolutely fantastic, or you can have this head next to it, which is a bit weird, but this face goes into it. So it's an open topped face, or you can have the closed helmet. I'm going to go to closed helmet. Clean it off, clip it down, clean it down, and it goes in that little hole in the top there. Okay, very straightforward. Let's glue that into place. Now, so the next parts are optional. You can have the banner pole, you can have the dagger hanging off the back of him, or you can have this thing, whatever that's meant to be. But I'm going to go with the banner pole, so I like that. Add some nice colours onto that. So I'm going to sit down, clean it down, and show you how it goes on. Right, so on this model, there's two little nips either side. That goes in that side, or in that side, doesn't matter. So in the instructions, I see he has a banner on one side and has a dagger sticking out over his shoulder the other side. So I'm just going to glue that in, but again, the dagger's optional. You don't need to put a dagger on him, you don't need to put the banner onto him, you can leave him as is. But I'm going to glue that into place, and that's him done then. I'll come out and show you how to do normal guy. That's just off camera shot, but I've actually got a contrast paint holding the banner up because it is a horrible piece to put together. And see why it's optional. People may not want to do that. So, studifying these guys, these are very straightforward. I'm pretty much going to show you one, and that's going to be it. I'm not going to need to show you any more because they are that simple. So we have 4 bodies here, okay, but there's 5 bodies, but one we don't need because we're not making normal die Avengers to add to a unit. We're just making a normal unit of 5 because I have old lead ones to add to them. So any body bit you want and any back bit that you want, okay, strip them down, clean them down. They go together the same way as the Exarch one. So the next part is so straightforward. The heads, any head goes in any body, so I'm going to snip those off, clean those down and glue those into place, and I'll come back to the next piece. So the heads are on. Now this piece is so straightforward. The instructions is telling me gun 1, arm 1, gun 2, arm 2. Now these arms, you see the hand, that way the hands are, they're actually just to hold the weapon. But it's also saying they're optional, so you can switch and change whichever one you want. Okay, so I'm going to snip off gun 1, arm 1, clean them down. I don't even know if I need. I'll show you how they go on, but it's not a really big issue because it's pretty straightforward. And so unfortunately, this is one of those annoying things that you have to do. So if it's glue in one side, where the gun's going to go on, okay. Actually, I'm going to do glue in the other side as well, ready. What I'm going to do, I'll take the gun, I'll push the gun into place, okay, it's across them like that. I'm going to take the other arm, I'm going to glue that into place, hold it for a minute or so. Well, I had to do that off camera because that was very fiddly. So you glued the arm in, you glued the other arm in, and you've got to keep working it. This is your best tool to keep working it. Keep trying to push it into place. The arm will try and come away, this arm will try and come out, as it appears to have done so. Oh my goodness me, get in there a little. Let's see how fiddly it is, and you've got to keep messing around with it. This is why when you're using plastic glue, it's a lot simpler because the plastic glue gives you time to mess around. See the horrible mould line, look at that, across the shoulder, across the arm there. But I can get it afterwards, it's not an issue. Just get this all glued up properly first. But you basically do that with all the rest of the guys. So up until that point, I'm putting the weapons together. That is a very straightforward build. But in the arms and messing with the arms, it is always a pain in the ass. It'd actually be easier if there was like a little pin in the palm of the hand and a little hole where the pin goes into, because then it helps hold it together. It's a lot easier. I'm going to do the other 3 off camera because there's no need to show you those, because they're exactly the same as the first guy. Pain in the ass, the arm parts. The rest of the build is very straightforward. Now, the mold lines on these guys are terrible, absolutely terrible. But they are an older sculpt, but newer compared to most of the Aeldari range. But they're still a pain in the backside. Hopefully they'll bring out some new ones when they do range refresh on them. And someone say, oh no, they're not going to do range refresh. They're getting rid of all the fine cast. So anything that's fine cast now will come out in plastic, I guarantee it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. It costs you absolutely nothing. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. Everyone smash the thumbs up button, just so that it triggers YouTube to share this video on more and more people. Guys, thank you for watching. Until next time, take it easy.